Guys, I'm a professional shopper. This is how we're trying to survive a heat without a burger. And that's on the way to the gym too. Hello guys from London, and I cannot describe you how hot it is here. I made to my flight, as you probably now know, because I am in my city. And what happened, basically somebody missed the flight, somebody didn't show up to them flight, so that's why I got the seat. And it was in total 6 tickets that was oversold. I knew that these things happen, but I never knew that it one day happened to me. I have never visited Selfridges wearing almost like a lingerie dress and Havaianas, but when we landed, it was, I think, the feeling the same as we would land in Punta Cana. London, I think, is a torture when it comes to the summertime and if it's hot like this, because it's a city, so everything feels double because of the buildings, because of the streets, because of not enough nature. I think it just feels way too much, so city feels kind of empty. That's why I kind of planned a little visit to Selfridges tonight. You would probably think that why the hell she's doing that to herself after her flight, but I just want to, maybe look what is new, because it's gonna be a very busy weekend for me. I'm gonna be working all those days, so I don't think that I will have a moment to go to the Selfridges to see what's new. Actually, it is a bag. Would you believe it? It's like a book. That's so cool. I am matching with my matcha. The matcha with coconut water is so good. Somebody introduced me into that. So good. Guys, honestly, I hate go shopping live, because every single time I have a really exciting plan to get something, it's always sold out. So I really wanted to try on a new Oura Ring, so that one was sold out, and as well, at least I find out that the sizing gonna be absolutely the same. Oh my god, that's such a cute Chanel pop-up outside. Okay, I missed so many things because I came through other door. I got some skincare and that's it. Basically, I needed a new mascara and I needed a few things, so I got them, but nothing much, so we are heading home. Before I came home, I just stopped by Whole Foods because I feel like I need to have something a little bit more healthy that I usually have after my flights. Not gonna lie, I was considering about getting like a burger and fast and don't even think about making food, but since the shop was closing 5 minutes, in the 5 minutes, I was like, I have to be very quick and quickly decide what I'm gonna have. So nothing fancy. I'm gonna have tomatoes, 1 tomato. I'm gonna have burrata. I'm gonna have basil. And I'm gonna have later some fruits. This is like for fridge to keep it nice and cold and snacky, I got some anchovies. I don't know, I'm just still cannot get over anchovies. So I was like, okay, let's quickly grab those. I got some coconut water. And about coconut water, I want to tell you one thing, that somebody who introduced me into coconut matcha You are amazing, because if you make a matcha with coconut water, not coconut milk, coconut water, raw coconut water, you would love that. It's just such a nice taste. You don't need to put any sweetener. It's just beautiful, tasty, and lovely. We can do that tomorrow morning. I will try my best not to forget. We can do that before the gym, because tomorrow morning we have to wake up and go to the gym. I haven't worked out for the past few days. I did Pilates, but I didn't do it with my full strength, because I was feeling like on and off. My sleep and stuff like that affected a lot. And I had a friend over a few days ago. We had champagne, then I didn't felt right. Basically what I feel, that I can't tolerate alcohol at all. It used to be that my limit is 3 glasses. Then I noticed that even after 2 glasses of champagne, I feel it next day. And the worst about it, that it's not like a true hangover that I feel like, you know, I cannot like walk or do stuff, but I feel like I am mentally numb. I don't know. If any of you don't drink alcohol for this reason, tell me your story. I would be really like interested to hear it out, because I don't get like, you know, nausea or like hangover that your head is just spinning and you just feel horrible. No. I get that mental numbness that next morning I don't feel sharp, I don't feel like I am full of ideas, and I feel like I want that day just to pass by as quick as possible and then continue my life after. It's not a secret that right now I have a lot of pressure from like all of these things, my work in Lithuania, in London. I have, you know, projects that I'm trying to build. I'm building multiple social media channels. I do branding, Zing Skin. It's not something that I just feel like, oh, I'm gonna make my brand name Zing Skin and that just gonna flow natural. No, there is so many things behind the scenes that I have to do. And I have to be mentally sharp. And sometimes I want to read a book and keep something in my head from that book. Sometimes I want to just watch the video. Sometimes I just want to just stress, you know. But for me, that numbness feeling after alcohol, I really don't like it. And last time I had 2 days off, you know, when I had that evening with my friend, it was 2 days off after, where I planned a lot of things to do. And I didn't, because I felt mentally numb. Nothing fancy, just a burrata with tomatoes, basil, some olive oil, pepper, and salt. This is how we're trying to survive a heat without a burger. Good morning, guys. I feel such a sleepy bird this morning, but I have to go continue my day with a workout, because I feel that in the evening, because it's gonna be a hot day, I will not have any more energy. So I would rather do it right now before work, get things ready, see my patients, and then chill in the evening and try to escape the heat. I have promised you to do matcha together with me, so ignore my swollen face. I just brushed my teeth, wash my face, and we're going to have that coconut matcha together. Then we just quickly change and we're gonna run to the gym. 7:30 in London. All we're gonna need is Nespresso machine. I don't know if you have this one. I highly recommend you to have, because it's amazing for making matcha, making foam, making milk for your coffee. Matcha. So first thing that we're gonna need is gonna be raw coconut water that I just got from the Whole Foods. And I usually put a lot of coconut water until that line, the first line where it says maximum. And then we're taking matcha. This matcha as well is from Whole Foods, but I usually do quite a good, you know, research about my matcha. Sometimes I even get it from Amazon. This one is from Whole Foods because it was, I was like honestly checking what is more expensive and expecting that it's gonna be good. So I usually take like a little bit less than the half spoon. So matcha and nothing else. This is how it started. You just take that, put it here, and you press this. You can even actually make with this one a cold matcha, but it's still a morning. I don't mind having a warm one. Okay, so no more coconut water, no more matcha. These two things are done. I love my matcha with almond milk or normal milk. I don't find like oat milk tasty anymore. I used to have it, and I read a lot of articles about oat milk, how bad it is, how it spikes your glucose levels, and a lot of shit it's added in the oat milk, but I always check the milk. So this one is quite organic. It's from brand Plenish. I think it's only 1.3 grams of sugar, which is very little, and the cup is from White Company. I'm just loving the cute cups. This is so cute. So matcha is already like a matcha is ready, but now we're gonna create that lovely foam with this almond milk, and again we're gonna go like this up to that line, and starting with matcha. Then we're gonna have electrolytes because it's hot. See how many I have? I love electrolytes. I'm gonna have strawberry one. Milk is ready. I always do that. I don't know why. Where did I saw that? And this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I hope you like it. If you try it, of course. But so good, because it's not too bitter. That sometimes happens with matcha if you don't know how to do it properly, or if you don't know what kind of sweetener to use. And with this one you don't need any sweetener, so it's just, you just get a raw good coconut milk, and it's just amazing. That's my morning. I have my gym bag packed because I don't want to get sweaty. Then once I have my workout done, shower, again back to the dress, home, change to the uniform. So avoiding the sweat in every cause. Don't know, did I mention last time that to get to the gym I need to basically walk by the whole King's Road, and basically I have to pass every single cool store that I would love to get in and see what they have. So it's very dangerous, because the last time when I was going to my gym I just came back with lots of bags of random stuff, so it's very dangerous. And that's on the way to the gym too. This is actually a very great coffee spot, Blank Street. My favorite, Joey and the Juice, and it has a lovely terrace at the King's Road. I love Chelsea. Guys, I had an amazing workout. I grabbed my food. I had my apple crumble at the gym after my workout. As you can see, did my makeup already, had a shower. And now I'm debating myself, because on the way back there is mango, and I'm thinking, should I just get in, get a slip dress and wear it today, because it's just so hot. I love wearing my uniform when I work. I usually, not usually, always I wear figs, but it's still a synthetic fabric, so I'm worried that I'm gonna die in that. So I think my clients would understand if today I would let myself to be a little bit more like a lady. So let's go, let's see, maybe they have something. Guys, I'm a professional shopper. I just went to Mango, grabbed the first basically dress, and then a matching shoes, and running back home to change. There is no way that I'm working with a uniform today, because I just checked. It's gonna be 34 degrees. 34 for London is like 44. It's something that you you don't want to experience. This is not the place to have this heat. I can't believe that I'm wearing a dress to work, but it's so hot that I would die if I go with that synthetic scrub. So it's like already 35 degrees. I got a few cancellations, and honestly I don't mind because I know that it's just unbelievable. Travel in this heat, if you travel from far, sitting in a train, walking in the crowds in London. I hope it's gonna pass soon and we're just gonna have back our miserable London, which we love, which we used to. Not this, I don't know. This is not for us, this is for France. Finally, the shopping was kind of successful because I got myself two Oura rings, one for me, one for my husband. I will tell you more about them once I get back home because I still want to scroll around Harrods a little bit and tell you why did I decided to get a new Oura ring, because I already have. It's still working, but the battery life is really bad, so we'll update you soon. Okay girls, I'm back. I feel so exhausted that I'm gonna just tell you why did I change my Oura ring. I'm gonna probably eat and pass out because the heat took probably the last energy out of me. So I went to Harrods to get me and my husband a new Oura ring. So my Oura ring is the first edition. This is the first project. This is series 3. So that was really great thing when it came out. But then I think I have it for 4 years already. And I noticed that right now the battery life is really bad. So I wanted the same silver because I love to wear on the same pointing finger, and I absolutely don't mind the design, as some people were saying that, oh, I'm not gonna wear it because it doesn't look like a nice piece of jewelry. I don't care about any of that. What I care about that this ring does what it says, and I have been using it for 4 years, so I think I can tell about the quality. I haven't had any issues with it. I know some people did, but they do have like a really nice customer service. Today I was at Harrods, and they have the store up to the 5th floor, and the guy who was like serving me, he was so nice and cute. He was like trying to help me to find my rewards card because I have a rewards card, and apparently today they were offering a 10% discount, and I was like, whatever, I don't know how to find it. I don't remember the email, I don't remember the number, like whatever. And he was like, no, let's try to find it, and he found it. So yeah, so he found it, my rewards card. So this ring, it's much lighter, it's much smaller, but honestly, zero complaints. Even the previous one, I loved it. I love how fresh it looks. Like, I love how fresh, comparing to my old one, this looks like a fresh piece of jewelry. So I'm excited to charge it. Probably I must charge it. And from tonight, I'm gonna be wearing a new Oura ring. What is so special about the Oura rings for me? I really love to track my cycle with Oura ring. So Oura ring predicts my cycle the best. My husband has Oura, and I will update him because this is gonna be his anniversary present. But he has a Whoop and he uses Oura mainly. And for me, it's amazing because I can track my steps, track my period, and sleep. I'm usually quite good with my sleep. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep, I sleep. I don't wake up multiple times in the night, at least for now. We'll see how it goes in the future. But the main thing for me is like steps and knowing when it's my period. So I will read more about what is new on this, but I think the guy who was like today helping me, he told me that mainly all of the changes are design. So let's say if you have like an Oura 4, I don't think that you should move, you know, to this one just because like it's some ways better. I don't think so. This is what I read and this is what he said. But when it comes to design, this design is definitely lighter. You don't feel it, you know, on your finger. Basically, you don't feel it at all. So I will try to pair it. And yeah, guys, not much vlogging today because I just feel dead. You might spot it that I got some skincare as well, but we will speak about that later because zero energy left in my body. See you tomorrow. Girls, I just finished work and I don't know how to show you my new dress obsession because I think it's good that this heat season happened in UK because otherwise I would never wear dresses. I have a friend who always, no matter what, she just wears high heels and a dress and she's so feminine and I always feel like, but dresses look good on her, it doesn't look good on me. I don't know. I feel today such a lady and I love wearing a dress. So this particular dress was from H&M on my way back from the gym. Again, second day in a row. I stopped and I just got this dress at Kings Road, H&M. So it was around 26 or 30 pounds, something like that. Honestly, guys, aircon, life-saving. And I didn't mind that I missed this weekend of sun because honestly, I didn't care and I love my AC. I feel so much heard and blessed that people kind of know what I love. I can feel that people around me, my clients, my followers, they really listen to the things I talk and to the things I love because today, one of my last clients, she came with the gifts for me for my birthday and she was like, I'm so into tiny details so I know that you're gonna love it, obviously. Yesterday, a few of my clients as well came with a very like specific things that they know that I'm gonna love. So I'm not telling that by like kind of give you a hint that, oh, you need to bring me presents. No, it's not about that. But people who know me for years and years and years, and sometimes they feel that they want to just do something special for me, I feel so blessed that they know me so well, sometimes even better than my, you know, closest friends, you know, who are saying like, I don't know what to get to you. Look at the tiny details. Sometimes it's just, you know, a little thing, a cup of coffee that I love, you know, and you know that I drink coffee without sugar, like tiny little details that make you feel that, oh, people know, you know. So I was thinking to change to a little bit more comfortable shoes for walking, but you know, I want to enjoy this feeling of being a lady and walking down Sloane Street where usually I see people dressed so well. So tonight I am the one who's dressed well. You know, today I was like asking one of my friends, is it like norm to wear a dress? And I know a lot of injectors, they just wear a normal clothing and they don't wear the scrubs. They usually just put a robe on top, like a medical robe, but today it's so hot that I believe that everybody understood why I dressed like that. So tell me in the comments, what do you feel like? Is it normal to work dressed up like that, or is it not? Do you prefer just a normal nurse doctor scrubs? Guys, I'm not here to brag, but this is the gifts that I received from my clients. Like, I just opened them and I feel so happy. Like, you know my taste so well. One thing that I would like to tell you, I don't know if you work in Lithuania or in UK, but culture in Lithuania and in UK is very different in a way. How do you treat your beauty therapist, nail technician, no matter like what kind of beauty services you use in UK, is very like normal thing, normal practice to tip your beautician. So let's say if I go somewhere for nail treatments or stuff like that, I always leave some tips for my beautician. I know it's such an American thing as well. Just grab the mic because the window's open for a fresh air, and I was like, is the quality of the sound alright? Culture in US is very similar, I think, in UK, that it's not maybe that way, but it's kind of the thing that I'm trying to speak about. So basically in US it's very normal to tip anywhere where you go, if you're receiving some services, if you're happy with the services. Even if you're not happy in US, they want tips, because people, they usually get a really little hour wage, and half of a salary comes from the tipping system. I'm not getting into the tipping system when it comes to US, it's just them thing, that's it. But in Europe, in UK, I remember when I opened my first business back in the days, and in Southeast London, it was like, for me, surprisingly, that the clients around the Christmas time, they come with the boxes of sweets. You know, you remember those boxes? They're still there in Sainsbury's or Tesco's. It's called Celebration. So I remember they used to bring those boxes of sweets for me in the Christmas time, and we used to eat probably all December the sweets, and we get so fat by the time Christmas comes, because it was sweets every single day. I remember that some people used to brought us wine, they used to brought us nice Christmas cards, in a way they write you down the wishes, that what they wish you, happy Christmas and stuff like that. I remember that, and I remember very clearly that people who used to be like really happy with the services that we provide, they used to leave a tip. And if this is such a UK thing, it still happens. So a lot of people, they leave you, let's say, £10, £20, depends on the service that you're receiving. If you're a nail technician, I remember my nail technicians used to tell that the norm is to leave them about £5. So in Lithuania, the culture is very different. I usually don't hear that anybody would tip a beauty therapist. So every single time I go to have my nails done, I always leave a tip for my nail lady, and she's not used to that at all. So she's always trying to give that money back to me, and I was like, this is for you. This is what I feel that I want to give you extra, because you always fit me in, you always trying to run extra mile for me, and I feel very happy to tip you. So this is like a very, I think I learned that in UK, definitely, because the way people treat me, the way I treat probably other people who serve me back, and I honestly feel very grateful that I have an opportunity to tip people. Let's say if it would be an issue for me and I wouldn't afford it, it's still okay, but if I can, I love to do that as well. I think tipping kind of culture came to my mind when I used to work as a waitress. And I remember when I used to work as a waitress in one of the famous restaurants back in the days in Kaunas. It was Gambay City in Acropolis, in one of the probably biggest shopping centers that opened in my hometown. And it used to be so close to arena where all the big concerts and events used to be hosted, and still are. I was working as a waitress in the restaurant where people used to come to have them dinners on the weekends, or before those events they stop by, they have a drink, they have a nice meal, and then they go. And I used to remember that a lot of people, they tipped me very well. I still, by today, I remember faces of those people, and sometimes I see them on the streets. My memory is crazy. I remember faces from like 15, 20 years ago. It's just like, I think I have that thing that it's like a photo memory. So for me, studying, I have to look in the book, I have to read out loud. If I look at the thing, I just remember so well. That's why I'm not a big fan of the audiobooks, because whatever crosses through my mind, I don't remember. I just remember on that second. But if I look at a book, if I read the actual book, I can even probably remember where exactly that quote was written, in what kind of paragraph. So I think it's like all about a photo memory. Today, by showing you these gifts, it's not about, that, oh my God, guys, you have to bring me gifts, da 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 da. It's not, but it's like a thing that with some some clients, if you work with them for many years, you just kind of build up that connection, or you just feel like they know you, they appreciate you. One of the clients, she brought me a gift because she canceled a few times and she felt so bad, and I said, don't feel bad because I know your reason. She has a newborn and she was struggling finding a nanny. So I am very down to earth when it comes to a very simple natural things that happen in life. So if I know you, if I know that you canceled for a reason, life happened, I would never bitch around and say like, oh my God, that lady, she just wasted my time, she didn't come. I'm not like that. I just have a feeling. I think we women, we have such a strong intuition, and we can feel who's wasting your time, who's playing around, and who's like treating you well, and who's really appreciating you. It doesn't stand only by the tip and by the gift. The thing, like writing a message, you wouldn't believe how many people, they write you a message when something is off, when they have a swelling, then they have a bruise, or when they unhappy. But when they really happy to get those reviews, it's quite hard. Right now we're gonna be running a campaign that we will ask the clients to leave a reviews, because I would say people who are beyond happy, they would probably leave a review, at least like the last thing they would think about leaving a review. They happy, they leave you, and they just like so happy that everything is perfect, and they forget about it. The people who are not happy, they are the first ones who are gonna leave a review. So sometimes I'm trying to even remind to myself, if I go to a very nice restaurant that is brand new, family business, small business, or I can see that this is a business that needs that extra support, I just sit down and write a nice review, and I write a review that I'm happy, what I got, what I experienced, and so on. Because to bring out that negative emotion is the easiest, but if we spread good, we're gonna have a lot of good energy back. So if any of you already used my services, if you already my client, for me right now is very important expanding my business in UK, growing a clientele. I'm quite new in Chelsea. People don't trust me here. They think, who is this bitch in the area? She's new. We don't know shit about her. So if you can, write a review on a zinc skin Google review, I would be so happy. But if you already visited me, so don't flatter me and don't write a review if you never used any of my services. I'm not asking for that. So thoughts on Oura Ring. Love it. It's so light and easy. But you know, I never had an issues with the previous Oura Ring. I just love that one. Very recently, one of my friends, she shared a video about how all of these devices, they have those magnetic wavelengths, and there is a lot of biohackers who right now are trying to check, are those magnetic wavelengths extreme for our health, and are they bearable? So my husband has that device to check at home to see how horrible is the things that we have at home. So definitely Wi-Fi, microwave is the worst thing ever. We try to check on the AirPods, on the Oura Ring, and on LED mask that I own from Mitolite, and I think that's it. So that device didn't show anything harmful, but honestly guys, this question sits in my mind as well. If I would be truly honest with you, I would say it is a bit weird that nowadays we use so many devices. An Oura Ring sits on your finger. It's constantly on your body. But I was reading a lot of information about Oura Ring, and I was trying to find something bad, because I was like, maybe I shouldn't wear it all the time, because it's still the energy device. It's still like a beauty. It still needs a Bluetooth, you know, to work. So I was like, I want to find out, is it anything suspicious about that? So honestly, I didn't find anything. If you have any clue about this, and if you have any opinions about this, I would be happy to hear in a comment section. Since I haven't found anything suspicious, I feel like quite comfortable of wearing that. But when it comes to Wi-Fi, my phone, I wish not to sleep with my phone next to my head. Back in the days, I used to do the worst. I used to put the phone under my pillow. When I read few articles that this is like crazy harmful for your brain and everything, I put my phone aside. And one thing that I was reading is not good to charge your phone while you're sleeping as well, because it's really bad. So sometimes, you know, some information your brain is just blocking because you feel like you don't want to know. So this is how I feel. Like in some cases I feel like I don't want to know, but I should know. This is stupid not to know, because you should know like what things are affecting your health. Tomorrow, if I will be on time, I might show you my new stuff, what I just got in Harrods yesterday, because I just got a new makeup thing and I did my makeup with it this morning, and I was like, OMG, I might show you what is that. So stay tuned and see you tomorrow. I have run to work this Sunday because I had a private client, and as I told you before, I do Sundays, but I do it for a very special people who cannot come any other times. So that's why Sunday I'm at work. And honestly, I wouldn't mind working on Sundays even more days and even having more people. So if you ever have a request to see me on Sunday, please write us an email or contact us through the Zingskin Instagram or Zingskin website. We are always open to help. I know I have promised you to show some makeup products that I recently tried and got, and I was like, we will always get to this point because this is my daily life. I share that on the Zingskin Instagram all the time. Even today in the morning, rushing, I still posted a get ready with me and gave you all of the tricks and tips what I'm usually using. But since I'm at a clinical environment, I got inspired because recent vlog that we just shared about jowls and my Botox injection around jowls, and I'm actually absolutely pleased with the results because I cannot turn down my corners of the mouth. That's it. So I lost that excessive movement when I speak, when I, do a lot of emotions, that I'm just pulling my mouth down and creating even more marinade and jowling around the area. So I was like, should I touch more of the topics when it comes to those questions that are the most searched online? And one of my clients who became my friend, she said that she would nominate me for Nobel if I would unlock the secret about Malar bags, or how some people in the medical terminology call festoons. So let's talk about Malar bags, and from my expertise, I'm gonna give you a few tips about it if you have them. Speak about Malar bags. And first of all, what I want to explain, that they are around this area, around your cheekbones. And everybody has a Malar fat pad. So they're not coming suddenly. A lot of people come to me and they say, I had this and this procedure, or this and this touching my face, and I ended up having Malar bags. So we have to understand the anatomy that this Malar fat pad, even the kids has it. But when we age, when all the ligaments, muscle ligaments, all the soft tissue, all the fat tissue starts to go a little bit saggy, and we know the mid-fat section starts to slide down with a certain age, the skin becomes thinner, and we start to see those Malar fat pads even more. Some people genetically have them more obvious, but what happens with the age? Our lymphatic system slows down with the age anyways. And if you ever had a treatment that can trigger your lymphatic system even more, and you are more prominent to Malar fat pad or Malar bags naturally already, there is the treatments that can make them worse. And number one treatment that really fucks up, I will tell the word, fucks up the malar fat pads and make those malar bags more obvious, usually is Botox. And you wouldn't believe how many technicians inject Botox in kind of the same protocol, in the same way on every single client. The first thing when I have the client, I have to ask certain questions. While I'm asking the questions, I am staring into them face, how it moves, what areas for my eye look like I cannot go there the same as I would do on other patient. And definitely I'm not gonna tell everything here because it's always very versatile depending on the people's faces, anatomy, ethnicity, and something like, you know, that some people, they really have that morning swelling, and some people in the midday they don't have it anymore. But I usually ask those questions. I look how the malar fat pad is looking, can I see it already, and I usually point it there and ask them, do you ever wake up with the swelling around the eyes? And if they say yes, this is the first thing why I would try to convince them not to have too much Botox around the eyes. There is a technique how to inject Botox around the crow's feet without triggering the malar. The worst technique with Botox, when I see a lot of technicians are going with Botox all around the under eye, and that triggers the lymphatic system. So let me explain how this happens. You have to understand that this muscle, while it's contracting, it's pushing your lymph, and it helps to kind of push that fluid away. So if your muscle completely relaxes and you already have a little bit of the obvious malar pad, and if you already feel that in the mornings you get a little bit more puffy, if you have that Botox that goes all around the under eye or too close to malar bag, you will build up those festoons, malar bags, malar fat pads, and they will be so obvious and you would look worse. So you always have to understand that there is no one treatment that fits all. There is treatments like Botox for 3 areas, crow's feet around the eyes, but you cannot do it by the book. You have to look at the patient's face, you have to assess the patient's face, you have to ask the certain questions, you have to look how the aging is kind of highlighting the certain areas of the face, and just then injecting, and not injecting, deciding on the injection technique, and then deciding on the units, and then explaining everything to your patient. So that's the number one cause that makes those malar bags worse. So be aware that if you have those, and if you're considering about Botox around the eyes, you have to really find the really experienced technician. So number one. Second, under eye filler. A lot of people, they come for a tear through halo. I had it done myself, and this is amazing treatment if you have really empty space here, no fat, no swelling, and you can have a little bit of the filler there. But the technician and technique is so important, because if you inject that too much superficially, if you inject a few drops too much, you're gonna block the lymphatics the same, and this will start to build up water. You have to understand that in the under eyes area anyways, we are using hyaluronic acid, which is very hydrophilic, and it attracts water. So it's important to understand the product. The products that are used for the under eyes area, usually they are very specific, and I would never use it in any areas of the face. A lot of clinics are using the same product as they're putting in the lips, in the chin, they use the same product in the eyes. I think the most complications that I see online and at my office, that the people, they come really disappointed with them under eyes tear through filler. Honestly, I will tell you, myself, I stopped doing tear through fillers because, first of all, I don't do them so often. I don't specialize on that. I can do it, but I don't feel like 100% confident. So if a very difficult case comes to me and I feel like I don't want to really mess up the person's face, I send them to my colleagues who are amazing in this area. And let's say the guy that I usually refer them to, he's amazing in under eyes, but he doesn't know how to do lips. So he refers people to me for lips. And I think it's so normal in this industry to tell, I am not the best for tear-through filler. I do a lot of biostimulators. I do a lot of, like, you know, under eyes rejuvenation. I do a lot of that. I used to do filler in the past in the under eye area. And I did had few cases that I had to dissolve. That was the beginning of my career. And the technique that we are using for a tear-through is a very, very advanced technique. So when I'm not doing and not practicing my hand every day in this area, why should I do it? I'm the best in Botox, I'm the best in filler, in the lips, in other areas. But I feel quite confident to tell you that this is not my expertise. So guys, I'm gonna finish this vlog here because there is so many things that I would love to say. But please tell me if this, like, expert opinions for you really matters. I would bring more of this from the clinical environment, from like a client cases. I can ask few of my patients, would they allow me to discuss them, like, you know, case, because some of my people, they are very open for that. So love to have you here, and see you next in my next vlog.